I am a firm believer that what's coming for you is coming. It is the flow of the river of life, and you can stand in the middle and say no, but you're going to be pulled along with it. So you either surrender, submit, tuck and roll, or you're going to get hurt physically, emotionally, mentally. I don't know, but you're going to end up at the same location anyway. It's happening. This is Monday. It's the week of me turning 58. 40 years ago, I was turning 18. Blink of an eye, here I am. I have known and I have mentioned in these videos that I want to retire sooner than later. Am I early? I hope so. Am I going to fully retire? No, I am not. I will continue doing something. That's just who I am. I hope to make income, but I want to make sure I'm in a financial position to where if I didn't make another dollar, that I'm going to be okay. That's hard, especially when you're thinking about retiring early. So if you haven't started thinking about your own retirement and you're not even sure what you've actually done to prepare for it, let's binge a bunch of my videos. One, you're brought here for a reason. You're hearing me for a reason. Two, I want to be monetized on this channel, even if it does nothing more than buy me a pizza once a month. Doesn't have to be once a week. I wouldn't eat pizza once a week. We often, in our journey, feel inadequate or unemboldened to make the huge decisions to say, this is the route I'm taking. Here's a fork in the road. I'm going this way versus this way. Sometimes we just kind of waffle. And I have found myself waffling. I've done my due diligence. I have looked at my budget. I realized a month ago that I was living a lie, and that if I didn't get serious and start living to my budget, my entire retirement would not work out the way I'm hoping. So I've tightened that up. I am living on my budget. I'm adjusting to that. It's real. I know that these are the numbers that I can live off of. These are the numbers that it takes. I even see ways that I can economize if necessary. Hopefully, it won't necessarily be necessary unless inflation keeps going exponentially through the roof, because that's part of budgeting for retirement is you've got to do your own cost of living increases, because they're going to happen over the next 20, 30 years. What it costs today to live is not going to be what it costs later. So I've reevaluated the budget. I've shoved it into some software my financial guy's given me. I am confident that if I live until age 93, I'm going to be okay. I may not be living the lifestyles of the rich and famous, but I'm going to be okay. But that doesn't mean at age 57, almost 58, I'm as bold to say, I'm done, I'm out of here. So I've been playing that little game we play with the universe, like, if this is the right situation for me, give me a sign. The signs are endless. Sometimes they're intangible. Those are the ones a little bit harder to accept. Last week I'm walking the dogs. And by walking the dogs, I mean they're walking me. We're going up my driveway into the woods, etc. And I look down here, is a clump of clover, and I think, I've never found a four-leaf clover. If this is the right decision for me, I'll find a four-leaf clover. I found it. First one ever. Walking yesterday, because it's been a week, 10 days. I took that clover home and I've pressed it. I'm going to put it in a little picture frame. And I'm passing that same clump. And I look again, and I don't ask the question, but the universe reminded me. And there was a second emerging baby four-leaf clover, which is now with the mama. And I'm going to put them both in the same picture frame. I have my signs. I am now at peace. It is happening. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a decision I say, this is the day I'm doing it. It's going to happen regardless. There's been a few moments in my life where I have had this calm sense of peace in an ocean of turbulence, of uncertainty and intuition screaming at me forever. The first one was when first marriage. Now, they say the wife is the last one to know when the husband's having an affair. That's pretty much true. But I knew. I didn't know out loud. I didn't know specifically. but intuitively I knew. So on that Valentine's Day, when he's doing his confessing to me, before the words are even out of his mouth, I hear them spoken in my head. I knew what was happening. I knew the milestone moment, the watershed moment. This is the beginning of the rest of my life, and it's not what I thought it was going to be. Another occurrence of that was a job 25 years ago. I'd had enough. I'd had a belly full. I was done. I peacefully left, peacefully to myself. I did, with that particular job, I had been asked by HR to sit down and have a luncheon with their recruiting director, et cetera, to see if there was a different fit for me in the company. They didn't want to see me go. We sat down. We had pretty much a heart-to-heart, and I let him know what it would take to keep me in what I needed. And when I left that conversation, I knew that there was no way in Hades the new president was going to agree to any of that. So I called him back real quick and I said, I want to add one more thing to that. On top of that list, but most importantly, I want a pony. I want a pony with a pink and purple bow. I want it brown and white, and I want its name to be, I don't know, Cinder or something. Because I knew that all the other requests I had just made were going to be as equally entertained as the pony request. So that was it. Done, dusted, walked, never looked back. Oh my goodness, my life was so much better. The next time it happened, yep, it was another job. I was being pressed to do something that went against my morals, my integrity, my friendship, etc. And that was that. I came in that morning. I got my house in order. I called my team together. I gave them all a hug. Said, here's this hard drive for this. Here's this for this. I'm done. Goodbye. And I had already sent, matter of fact, before I met with the team, I had sent the email with my resignation. Another one of those moments. I made the decision. It was done. I had had enough. I'd been pushed to my limits, and bam, I'm out of here. Again, my life opened up incredibly, incredibly. So this, I know I've told you guys, is my last job. It is my last job. I do not necessarily plan to quit, resign, etc. I will, but I don't think it's going to come to that. I don't. There's something else happening. I know my life is about to open up. All signs point to that. I have faith. I have no doubt. I'm embracing it. But y'all stay tuned. Something's afoot. All right. Jigger Jen. Peace out. Stop recording.